seems as though the simpler the life we lead, the better we are. We get away from thinking and so on.
It's a good idea of simplicity, but you must understand that also very clearly, because we had somebody who was a hippie, I should say. He was a real hippie, such big grown, he'd have grown hair up to this much and all that. He came to me and scarcely wearing anything in that horrible English cold. You see, I said, now what are you doing to yourself? Why don't you clad yourself properly into proper clothes and better cover yourself? And I was really, didn't understand it. So I said, you are not living in Africa. Why are you dressed up like this? It's like a primitive dress. He said, I want to be primitive. I said, you cannot by dressing up. Your brain is so overdeveloped. How can you be primitive? You see, by dressing up something, do you become that? I mean, it's just a drama. You are playing with yourself. You do not become primitive. This is the point, is that, and then the problem is the brain is thinking the same way, at the same rate and everything the same, only by changing. It's a thing that's not good, because you should accept as you are. Why to do something like that? But simpler life means this way. Too much of formality, like having a tail coat or wearing a, what's that called, is morning dress, grey suit, and then having a particular type of a glass for a thing and all that nonsense, you see, you better finish off. That's a bit too much, going too far with it. And also caring for all these small things like matter, that's something that's grown in you. Preservation of horrible things and useless things and all that makes you really, and then to think about everything, sit down and think how miserable I am. When there is no misery, you just sit down and make miseries by thinking. I don't find anything miserable here. What is there? You see, in India, these people were there. People are so happy, chirping, just like birds, enjoying themselves. They don't have all the things that you have. So, you see, to get out of materialism is a better idea. To say that simpler life means, but you must live beautiful. Beautiful doesn't mean that you should have 10 types of things and all that, but beautifully means you should not be also morbid, stinking, you see, clean and beautiful. You can make beauty out of the soil, anything. With love you can do anything. So, you see, it's all right. I mean, whatever way you dress up or anything makes no difference. That's what I'm trying to say. That it is the inner thing that has to change, not the outward. Again, the Sahaja Yoga is this, that it changes you inside out. A person who is ever formal in dressing is also not good, and a person who is not at all formal is also not good. You have to be in the center. You have to dress up in a proper way. Now, what's the use having a head which has got all the lices and everything in the head, you see, and it's a problem for you. It is, this body is for your use, not for troubling you in any way. Neither you have a head where you have to every day go to a hairdresser, that's also a bit too much. You see, going from this to that, it's too much. So, have a middle course. Dress up as you like. That's not so important, dressing up. But certain decencies of dressing up should be necessary. Sometimes people dress up in such a manner, it's a headache to look at these people. Whatever suits you, which is decent, dignified, you dress up. What is there? Some people it looks nice to have beard, some it doesn't look nice. It's all right. I mean, there's no force on such things. But it helps. Sometimes I've seen. This is also another thing. I've seen some people who are dressing up like something. You see, they come to my house. I find they have spirits. They tell me, Mother, in your presence we are all right. Once we go out, again we get puzzled. I said, all right, you shave off. Come along. Let us see. You change your dress. Sometimes I used to give them my clothes, my husband's clothes to dress up, or my shawl. I said, you wear this shawl. And you see, these bhoots are human beings. So they get lost. They get confused. I said, you confuse them. By your changing your dress, it works sometimes. So we have to play around with them sometimes if you are possessed. It helps. But if you are dressed like a bhoot yourself, you see, then it's funny, isn't it?